Welcome to part 30 of FIFA 17, The Journey. And guess what, guys? We've got 3 matches in this part. Yay!
So, do we progress in the story any further?
Sorry, what was that?
Do we progress in the story any? Go first, Yuri.
This is, I've just realized too.
What?
Okay,
go ahead, Dwibs. What is it?
Okay, Shiori, yes. Jova, well, we're getting closer to getting the story done with.
Do we get any story shown in this part?
A bit.
And by a bit, do you mean anything that's not just an interview?
Please tell me it's something that actually goes somewhere.
There's another cutscene, yeah. Anyway, highlight montage.
Okay, Pedro, you were saying something with... Wait, highlight montage, what?
Yeah, I edited the parts down to only the goals.
Remember, Jove, at this point in time, when we were recording on this, I was complaining that the matches were too long and too similar. So Dwibs took a while to actually bother to shorten them.
So, highlight montage.
We're gonna need a montage.
I forget, is that an actual feature in the game?
No, I did it.
Oh.
Well, there are highlights at the end of each half that you can pick, but this bit I did myself.
Nice.
Anyway, Pedro, you were saying something?
I just realized too. You know how you have the complaint that Blue Dragon's pacing is so terrible because it goes so fast and doesn't give us any time to get to know anything?
This is the opposite.
This is the exact opposite. The story of this game moves at a fucking snail's pace. Like seriously, this game gives us one cutscene and then pulls the drag chute for like 3 hours.
And that's not counting times when it skips matches that the story itself hypes up.
It's kind of like the Red Brown Captain America movies. Like if something happens, like wow, it's like Spoonie said in his review. Wow, stuff actually happened there. So obviously the movie now needs to pull the drag chute for like 20 minutes.
That is harsh because yeah, those movies are terrible.
They're at least, well, I'll still take them over the 90s one at least, because those are at least fun to make fun of. The 90s one to me is just insulting to me as a Captain America fan.
Because he decapitates a hot woman in the end?
Not just that, it's...
Even though that's
Captain America's an asshole in that movie.
Wait, what movie?
The 90s Captain America movie. Believe it or not, Deji, there are actually quite a few earlier Captain America movies before
they're
First
all
Avengers.
terrible.
They're all shit. Well, at least one looks
And we're going to be
Hey,
commentating on
let's
each
be
of
real.
them.
Let's be
mighty with that goal. He was literally head and shoulders above everybody.
No, but that's not really a good...
or what Marvel is currently doing with him now.
Deji, being better than the comics at this point is not at all a good accomplishment.
Hold on. I thought Captain America in the mainline universe was fine, while it's his ultimate counterpart that's...
Joe, do you know what I have recently?
No, because I've just been sticking with Renew Your Vows. Thank you very much. Oh, by the way,
to give you an idea, Deji, 1970s red-brown Captain America does not care about serving his country.
Oh, wait, hold on. Is it true that Civil War actually referenced that?
When Civil War?
When Captain America kissed, Peggy's niece. Like, wasn't that a reference?
Movie or comic?
What? No.
Are you talking about the movie or the comic?
Oh, I think I know what he's talking about, Jova. He's talking about how in the first movie, he has that love interest at the beginning, and then after the 50-year jump, he has a new love interest that happens to be the daughter of his original love interest. Honestly, Deji, it's most likely a coincidence.
Honestly, Amico, I could see them referencing it, but I think they were doing it in jest.
That's such a stupid reference.
Deji. The catch is that they were doing it in
I failed to
jest.
see.
Dwibs?
Destroying your position as usual. We know.
Yeah. Wow, even when I edit it down, there's not much to talk about.
Sorry, Dwibs. Well, how about this? I'll BRB so you guys can talk about something else.
But anyway, actually, did you know that in the Renew Your Vows universe, Wolverine is actually the one who got to hook up with Jean, and they have a daughter.
Yeah, too bad it's not in like 616.
We're dropping the Marvel talk.
Yeah.
Well,
Marvel versus FIFA.
Well, Deji, it's not completely unrelated because apparently there's a giant plot twist which you would expect to see out of Actually, I think even superhero comics are starting to make fun of that kind of twist.
Well, it's not soccer/football related, but Marvel actually had an actual American football-themed superhero called NFL Super Pro. Too bad his line was like 12 comics in total, and then they forgot it completely up until they made fun of him in the 90s.
Didn't they bring him back in Civil War to get killed off?
Hell, I think I
No.
think I even speed up the training sessions.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Okay.
Basically, to make a long story short, Java just appeared in a parody comic that Marvel have called "What the Heck." It was a parody of "What If," and it was just dumb.
Huh? A parody of a parody. That's something.
Well, remember the original character technically is canon in the Marvel universe of like the U.S. Archer.
Well, hopefully they don't do to him what they did to Spider-Man and his amazing friends in Spider-Verse.
Anyway,
interview?
No, but we're going to see how I sped up the training.
But he did a hat trick, I think.
Yeah, it's weird you didn't have an interview.
You still got to do. I guess they got used to it at this point. All right, let's see. Yeah, man.
Anytime.
Anytime now.
Mhm.
Focus training.
Woo!
Who cares?
Hold on.
Well, training is important. Yeah, I just skipped the training.
True.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
And I got
And you sucked.
Wow.
I won't be
I guess
training
even
like
if
that
you
again.
I guess if you even skipped your performance, Dwibs.
Yeah, see, Jova, there are consequences.
That's nice. Now I'm waiting for the story consequences.
David Cage game.
Yes.
Nah, it's in a different league, honestly.
Did you know that all David Cage games have over 200 pages of dialogue?
I've seen one of his scripts.
Oh, I should have mentioned the last game was against West Ham United.
Oh,
Now
we
we're up
skipped a
against
match?
Watford. No. I remember I cut the match down to just the
Oh,
goals.
right, West Ham.
Same as I'm going to do to this match.
Against
Watford.
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 As in
What?
Watson.
Yeah, no one has ever done that job
Welcome
before.
to you to Vicarage Road, the home of Watford Football Club. I'm Martin Tyler, and alongside me.
All right, this is a bit of
Swansea
dialogue.
City.
Okay.
Long time to get back into the top flight of
Well,
English
the
football.
transition
They
effects are
had 2
nice.
seasons in the early 1980s.
Good old Sony Vegas, I'm guessing.
Relegation, but
Windows Movie
here they are
Maker.
still going strong.
Oh, wow.
Right, here we go.
Go ahead.
Don't know what to bring attention to.
Brendan Rodgers and Roberto Martinez and plenty more add to that.
Yep.
Good investment, and that sees them in the position they are in.
Nearly relegated.
Eh?
Moving forward.
The position they're in, we nearly got relegated. That's a great position.
Yeah. Announcers, are you smoking something?
Also, own goal.
He scored on his own goal, what?
Well, it is a
Well,
goal.
watch.
It is an own goal. I don't think there's much doubt about
Oh.
that, Alan.
Oh.
That sucks.
Oh, and believe me, guys, this isn't the first own goal. So this isn't the last goal you'll be seeing in this playthrough.
The goalie scored on his own goal.
No, it was the player. This guy.
Oh.
Door.
So the AI was that stupid.
To do it with an own goal is
Apparently.
particularly annoying.
Okay.
Difficulty.
Jefferson Montero. Well, they're building
Professor
steadily here,
Montero.
I have to say, Dwibs, good job on maintaining the quality.
It's in. Fine moment.
Well, I recorded this in 720,
Yeah, good.
and I did find I had a setting. When you save the video on Windows Movie Maker, you can save it so that it keeps the 720p-ness.
Oh,
and the 60
absolutely. You can
frames-ness.
also set it so that it includes the 60 frames too. It's just like, well,
Yeah, Pedro showed me that one.
yeah. It's also good because like, well, Windows Movie Maker can be a bit tricky sometimes maintaining also the fidelity quality.
He's got the ball away from him with
Yeah.
the tackle.
Thankfully, though, it's just a matter of setting the right bitrate, and why are we talking more about making videos than the actual soccer game?
You know what, guys? I think this is the first time in a while in this playthrough that I didn't score.
Because
What
the
do you
team
mean?
scored for you.
Yeah, as in the other team scored for me.
No, didn't
Oh.
you score once though? That's why you have 2.
Was that? Sorry, what was that, Jova?
Didn't you score the second one though? That's why you have 2
Yeah, I scored
and
the
now
second
3.
one. I was referencing
And
the
also
first
this
one.
third one. The Hornet shot.
I couldn't miss, could I really?
What is the Hornet shot is about?
Watford's nickname of the Hornets.
Oh, okay.
Second half.
Wonderful save.
Wonderful.
Well, it's definitely a better way of editing them together. I'll give you that, Dwibs.
Oh, that guy on the camera is like,
Oh god, that was terrible.
Ababat.
That's a clever shots on here. An opportunity.
Oh, that's a souvenir for one of them.
yeah.
But yeah, the third match.
Unless
The third
you
match is a,
Oh, good.
I should warn you guys, the third match is a cup game, so that one I didn't edit down.
Fair
I guess it
enough.
will be the rest of this part entirely, I guess. Anyway, no, Jova, that's the thing. Unless it pulverized his head in the process because of that shot.
But yeah, Mick. Well, not cutting the more important matches, that makes sense.
Yeah. Although
why?
as
Hold on, Jova. Sorry, Pedro Dwibs. You told me that Watford is associated with the Hornet. So why the hell is their symbol a moose?
I don't know.
British logic.
Oh,
Now we get a cutscene.
Performance for you today,
Well,
Alex.
interview one.
What's going through your head right now?
I feel happy.
Football's a team sport, and I had some outstanding support today. I'm just lucky.
But do you know what this means, guys?
What?
But I'm definitely enjoying the moment.
All we got to do is win a few matches, and they'll be the champions.
Alex, a goal for you today. How does that
Well,
one rank
yeah.
against the others you've scored?
To say we
Yeah.
didn't get... Okay. I like how you're pacing these. However, it does bring up something that they could have done better. Why not have cutscenes showing how far you're coming towards being the champions? It's like... I hate to say this, but if it weren't
actually,
for...
well, to be fair, Jova, the game that you play in order to make sure that you win the title, there is a cutscene before that.
The squad's really been coming together lately. and we've been
when?
following the Gaffer's tactics as a unit.
Before the match that decides whether you win the title at that point, or you have to wait a bit.
Do that, then I think
Huh.
we win more often than we
I
lose.
guess it just feels a bit arbitrary. I don't know.
My pleasure.
Although again, it's quite an abnormality,
Yeah.
Champions League. England, but whatever.
Oh! A story cutscene! And Pedro's burped. Poor guy.
I'm feeling good.
Feeling good about my game.
I'm really feeling it.
Carry on grafting like that, and there's no reason why you can't keep it up.
And now he's complimenting us regularly.
Yeah, without having an actual smile on his face, well.
Okay.
Remember, he's the grumpy coach.
Of course, because again, much like in any sport, in any movie.
Then again, to be fair, considering the reputation of the city,
I know
that's not
this,
surprising.
but my thing is, just like in any other media depicting sports, coaches are either your best friend or real surgeons.
Yeah, I was gonna say, considering where he works, I mean, there's probably rain every other week there. Is that true?
Oh, sorry, can you repeat that?
I was asking Shira, is it true about the rain coming every other week?
What, in Swansea?
Yeah.
Oh, it's raining right now.
Oh, perfect timing. Anyway, training session time.
Have you ever had rain while the sun's out?
Yes.
Those are fun.
That's actually really nice.
Mm-hmm.
More weird than anything.
Yeah, we got the day off.
I'm having a laugh.
Oh my god! Actual humor! Character! Wit!
Yeah.
Dialogue! I thought you were dead!
Kiss goodbye to it, I guess.
Oh my god! They can do it!
No.
Yeah.
Why are you complaining?
Yes.
How many times did you fail?
Did you include the lyrics? Like all the vocals in here?
Yes, I did.
Thank you so much.
This is the whole song thing.
You just say,
So
"Do you?"
free, so alive.
Jova, you're not helping.
It's alive.
Yeah, sing along. Like, feel the sunshine.
Go on, think of it.
It's amazing.
Yeah. It reminds
This
me.
soundtrack
Like,
is one
who
of the
singers?
best things to
Whoever
come out
says
of gaming.
Sonic our
Okay.
soundtrack sucks.
And-
Needs to shut up.
Yeah, I never get this.
No,
people.
Reggie, it's not a question of
itself
sucking. It's a question of testing my fucking patience.
Whoa, Tio.
By the way, I'm
Uh,
not gonna, I totally don't know all the words I said.
Wait, what is it with Sonic R?
It's fucking annoying.
Oh, well, that's funny, Tio. Weren't you the one who actually requested Can You Feel the Sunshine, the remix for the Sonic
That's because
Musical
I had no
Spectacular?
options and I had to think of something quickly.
You really like it, don't you?
Oh, of course I am. Jova, keep going like that, and Trump will be the
Yeah.
last of your problems right now.
You like Can You Feel the Sunshine, don't you, Tio?
Well-
that goes also for you. You're what's called Theresa May. Yeah, that's gonna be a cakewalk.
Pedro, are you back?
Anyway, FA Cup match.
Hello.
Pedro, you
Just-
missed it! There was actual good character dialogue, wit, humor! By the way, you also missed Can You Feel the Sunshine?
I leave this playthrough for like 3 minutes,
The
Yep.
game
and
makes
now you
the
decide to
game
have a fucking cutscene.
Can you believe it?
The game makes you Pedro, so it trolls you.
Never mind that. Pedro, you missed Can't You Feel the Sunshine?
Sunshine.
The sunshine? What do you mean?
Sonic R made a cameo.
I sped
Oh,
up-
that's
I sped
Much
up the
to
training
Tio's
probably
is
the-
delights less torment.
Basically, Pedro, I sped up the training, and so I added in Can't You Feel the Sunshine?
It's okay, all Pedro needs to do is just go back in time.
I really,
Yep.
yeah, and work it out.
Well, yeah. By the way, I think, Shura, are you living in the city?
It's like a diamond in the sky there.
Well, Till, look at it this way. Still better than Eternity.
And look at this, Tio. At
I don't
least
know,
not.
with Eternity I can have fun. This is just fucking annoying.
Well, Tio, at least not everybody.
Ah.
Well, Tio, at least not everybody supersonic racing.
Wait, Jova.
Right on the ground.
Jova, you're really stretching on the line.
Fine.
Yeah,
fine.
there's far more
By the way,
annoying songs out there, honestly.
guess what match we're in now?
Norway.
No. It's the FA Cup semi-final, which means we're at Wembley.
Careful, Joe, bro,
Nice.
you'll be burning like a diamond in the sky.
Basically, yeah. Basically, Wembley
And that's all the
is
songs.
Wembley is the national stadium of England.
Hey, what about number 1, Shirei?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you call yourself a Sonic fan?
How dare you?
It's like I've said before. From the start of the FA Cup until 2000, all FA Cup finals were played at the previous incarnation of Wembley, but then they decided to make a new Wembley, so they demolished the old one. Meanwhile, the FA Cup finals had to be played in the well-known English city of Cardiff.
So as well, this
The frame rate just took a dip there.
And since 2007, we've been playing FA Cup finals at the new Wembley.
So did the AI manage to block you?
Yeah,
Wow.
but yeah, basically, even on amateur setting, Jova, the AI does have a habit of raising their game, especially in cup semi-finals.
Really?
makes
Anyway,
sense.
you had something to ask, Pedro?
well, since I missed it, Dwibs, could you please recap that cutscene that I missed?
It's recap time.
Basically, Hunter was talking again with his manager, and then before the training bit started, the manager had a little joke with the players saying, "Hey, you got a day off."
Like
Now,
it actually, yeah. It actually showed the manager starting to warm up to Alex, and that joke he made was actually funny. So why can't the rest of the game be like that?
I don't know, Jova. I honestly don't know.
Nobody
Hey guys,
knows.
hey guys, I'm gonna play a game now. Predict Jova's final thoughts.
Nobody knows the
Zazu, will you sing something more with a bit of bounce to it?
It's a small world of...
No!
I thought he was going to start singing number 1.
Okay, I got one.
I'm afraid she
you know, you have
I'm
to
afraid she reverted to its recent events. Probably no one will start singing that again.
Oh.
Thinking
Yeah,
what?
that we are number one.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Anyway, let's
Well, we can sing a
well,
build.
that wasn't the song. That wasn't the song I was referring to. But yeah.
Yeah, not that
anyway,
one.
let's move on. I hate it when commentaries get.
And what a surprise! You're still destroying the opposition, even
We're
with
only
the
winning.
augmented
Not
difficulty.
quite. We're only winning 1-0.
Well,
Especially with goals, especially with shots like that.
So, speaking of songs, Build Up Our Machine is becoming rather popular.
I don't
what's
really.
becoming
I
really
don't.
popular?
I don't really care for that game because of how cliche it is.
Which game?
sorry, what?
Bendy and the Ink Machine.
Oh,
I don't know what
it's
game
a
that
new,
is.
Base-
it's a new FNAF.
Well, I wouldn't call it the new
Oh,
FNAF so much
No,
as...
not in a sense of literal part of the franchise, Pedro. Think of it like something similar in a sense.
knockoff.
FNAF, don't you mean
No,
real
no. Not quite a knockoff, per se. It's kind of a new popular indie
Something
game, shall we
similar
say.
in concept, yeah.
Yeah.
In concept idea, but just with a different topper.
Basically,
It's just another indie game that's getting a lot of popularity, basically.
Even
Yeah,
Johnny
everyone
did.
won't shut up about it, and it's annoying. Oh, like Undertale and FNAF.
Oh, come
Well,
on,
it's
Daddy.
not-
That's a low blow
Yeah,
about
except one of those
Undertale.
games is actually good.
Well, now that Undertale is finally...
No?
Well, at least now, since Sony announced at E3 that Undertale is coming to the PS4, now I can play it comfortably in my sofa.
See.
Yay.
Okay, basically, bending the ink machine is like, well, imagine if, say, Walt Disney characters like his old versions of Mickey, basically the Steamboat Willie era. Yeah, imagine if characters like that were, brought to life and were kind of evil.
I actually like the art direction that they went for, as simple as it is, but in terms
I mean, it's spot on, but I prefer Cuphead in that regard.
Yeah. Apparently that game's still ongoing. The first episode is free to get. The second one costs like a bit of money.
Oh yeah, actually. Hey Joby,
It's
just
a bit
reminded me.
like a Telltale game, Jonah.
Hey Joby, just reminded me of something actually about that first episode 3.
Yeah. Oh, by the way. Oh, go on.
Because now that IO Interactive and the Hitman IP are now independent,
Yeah.
what IO did recently is that they made the first episode of the more recent Hitman game free of charge.
Nice.
Oh, wait, so the first Hitman is free of charge now?
No. The first level of the more recent Hitman game.
Oh.
The mobile one?
No, the 2016 one.
Oh, the one where... I never got why you had to buy individual episodes for that game.
It was the new strategy marketing that Square was trying to have with that game, but it backfired spectacularly because it couldn't handle the market properly.
Yeah.
It was one thing for Life is Strange. Yeah, but because Life is Strange was the original title.
Dwibs, you also have to understand that Life is Strange was, for some reason, massively popular in Japan. You have no idea.
Well, gee, I wonder. Maybe it's because of Japanese publishers.
Teo. It's a high school setting with a supernatural twist. That's basically what Japan loves the most.
Like Danganronpa?
That too.
Well,
yeah.
Danganronpa isn't so much supernatural,
but they
ironically,
demonstrated
but
Pedro's
yeah,
point of view. Basically,
good point.
The idea that Japan loves this kind of usage of tropes.
I mean, come on. Are you seriously, Teo? I had to explain this to you.
Well, keep in mind, Japan is also very non-lenient about Western products, so
Yeah.
even something talking.
Well,
Hold
depends.
on.
Hold
For
on, let him
example-
finish.
For example, for I Am Setsuna, it should be a complete success because it's a direct spiritual successor of
True.
what's it called? Trigger. Okay, but in Japan it didn't do that much. Then again, from what I even don't remember if actually aborted because the developer studio is called Tokyo RPG. So my point is invalid.
If anything, honestly, tell if there's one thing the bombing of Ni no Kuni in
another own
Japan
goal.
taught me is that I guess Japan doesn't care about traditional JRPGs anymore.
Hey guys, 2 own goals in one part.
What was
No,
that about the AI actually
actually,
rising up to the challenge?
Hold on, one at a time. What is it?
Wow.
The air really that retarded.
He tries to
Wow.
pass it back to his keeper, but they get their legs caught up and...
Fucking hell, man. That's sad.
Anyway,
The look of shame from that guy.
I don't think that it's people don't want to play JRPGs in Japan. It's more like they don't want to play it on a home console.
Yeah, that too.
Because like Bravely
But
Default
I
was
am Satsune. It's on the Vita in Japan.
We're talking about mobile, as in they're starting to not even care for the handles.
Okay,
and let's be fair, Pedro, the Vita was dead even in Japan.
Anyone cares about the Vita?
Okay. Let me put it this way, Deji. The original DS version of Ni no Kuni, even though it's Studio fucking Ghibli and combined with being a traditional JRPG, was still a DS version. And remember, the Nintendo DS was a huge hit in Japan back when. So it had a DS version back when the DS was still a thing, and it's still bombed in Japan. So my guess is, I guess Japan doesn't care about traditional JRPGs anymore.
Well, they do care about traditional JRPGs here and there.
Not for nothing, but I don't think we needed the goal line decision for this.
Oh my god, actual goal line technology.
Don't get me wrong, being Portuguese, obviously I'm a big supporter of the video referee, but I think this is a bit overdoing it.
Notice my directing.
Wow, I guess the team is really desperate to call foul on that.
If the goalkeeper were inside the net when he caught the ball, then yes, it would be a called foul. But he was way outside.
You were gonna say something, Jova?
Yeah, it's like Michael. To be fair,
go ahead, Deji. Go ahead, Deji.
I was saying, explain why Bravely Default was a success in Japan.
3DS.
Yeah, it wasn't a success. Okay.
It was a success. I just chalk it up to Japan.
Explain the thing.
All right.
Yeah, go. Well, no, sure. That's not what he's saying. What he's saying is he's asking me to explain how. Well, okay. Maybe
How many times are you gonna keep falling for that trick?
I guess that was one that lucked out. I guess, but the truth is that I've seen Japanese RPGs be more successful in traditional ones, at least. Be more successful in Japan in the past, honestly. Nowadays, it seems like it's Western people who are more akin to the traditional, and by that I mean traditional. You mean the ones with world map, that kind of stuff.
Do you hear that, Bandai Namco? You lazy screw-ups!
Allow me to remind you, Jova. Not for nothing, Jova, but allow me to remind you that Bandai Namco is the one publishing Ni no Kuni 2.
No. I'm talking about their. Okay, they are insistent that we wouldn't actually want a properly dubbed Project Crosszone game, despite the fact that we're the reason that series is still alive.
Teo, is Project X Zone a traditional JRPG? I think I'm lost here.
Strategy RPG.
It's an hybrid.
It's a hybrid.
Jova, I'm explaining. It's a tactical RPG with saving actual elements.
What I mean is, in that regard, though, it's a game that sells better outside of Japan.
Okay, guys, you know what I'm tempted to do?
Do a counter every time we don't talk about the game?
No. I was gonna say, take every time the keepers keep falling for this trick.
Oh, take a shot every time? Okay.
Again.
Don't worry, Jova. Dwibs doesn't mind. After all, he goes off the topic all the time in our playthroughs anyway, so it's not like he has much room to talk.
Well, that's what we've been doing. That's what we've been doing throughout this LP for the most part.
I'm only at this point. I'm only really bringing attention to it if something really silly's happened.
Yeah, sure.
Like those own goals.
True.
Also, to very quickly explain Bravely Default, I mean, because as somebody who's never played it, like compared to everything else, there's always those one games from genres or anything from any genre that just slip through the gaps and will be popular regardless of anything. So it could just be, that was the lucky one, I guess.
Not to mention that Bravely Second was actually. Not to mention that Bravely Second wasn't so lucky. Bravely Second kind of undersold.
Hey,
in Japan.
Hey, speaking of slipping for the gaps, hey
Well,
guys, how
Maybe
about
the first league shouldn't have looped itself from the second half.
Yeah, that was stupid. Well, hey guys, speaking of slipping for the gaps, how about that Fire Emblem crossover, Tokyo Mirage? What was that called?
Hold on. Hold on. Hashtag FE Tokyo Mirage section.
What was that Fire Emblem crossing over with?
Shin Megami Tensei.
Oh yeah, that.
Instead, we got a hybrid with neither of them.
Like seriously,
It's just Persona. That's what it was.
Not even that, Dej. Honestly, it's something completely different.
It turned into a pop idol magical girl face?
And here's the thing, Dej, as kinda I mentioned already past times. I wouldn't be less bashing on this game if at least tried to be honest, because the very first teaser promised something much more different.
That's true.
I hate products that lie about
I
that.
didn't see any gameplay. It's just it's a crossover between the Megami Tensei.
I can understand if it was something like, oh, we cannot do this thing anymore, let's just scrap it and redo it another way. But doing this completely radically and never telling the fans up until it was way in development, almost right around the corner.
Yeah,
sorry, that's just not
everyone
going
saw
to
this. We
work.
were like, what the hell is
The
this?
best way to
Now we
describe-
found out,
Also, Nintendo America censored a lot of the costumes because they hate bikinis for some reason.
Yeah. To sum it up best in sort of terms, imagine if the crossover between Ace Attorney and Layton turned out to be more of a tactical shooter of Metal Gear quality as opposed to that. That's how off the crossover between Fire Emblem and Persona was.
Now as broke is a straw,
Yeah,
and
actually,
now he has a gun.
Actually, that was
Actually, you know what?
pretty
This
awesome.
actually sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
Layton
yes, yes,
did
yes,
have
yes,
a
yes.
gun once.
Oh yes, 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 yes. It would be awesome. The
No,
problem,
thank you.
it would be
True,
awesome.
Shuri technically had a machine gun.
It would
maybe
be
the
awesome,
submachine,
Dwibs.
but-
Here's, it would be awesome, Dwibs. The problem is that Layton wouldn't even be in that. Yeah, the characters from both franchises in Fire Emblem and Persona aren't even really in the crossover.
The closest thing you get is that some of the personas, quote unquote, of the characters kind of sort of resemble some of the characters of Awakening, but that's a stretch.
Like,
Also, too, not for nothing, but
That's right, Ace Assassin.
that
not for
reminds
nothing, too. But if you're gonna have Professor Layton go on a violent rampage, why not just have him use a sword? That's much.
More practical, I guess.
well, he has
Yeah,
used a gun
because-
Well, he
before.
is a sword. He is a sword fighter.
Yeah.
So, by the way, who's handling Tokyo Mirage?
TO.
Deji?
Well, wait. Isn't that game from the Wii U?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Teo has access to his Wii U. Do you, Teo?
Well, no, I could have, but I can't.
I guess it's up to
Anyway,
you, Pedro.
well, guys, we have made some progress. We are now in the FA Cup final, but who our opponents are, we'll find out in the finale. But for now, we'll see you in part 31.
Oh, how far is the finale from now?
A few parts.
All right. See you, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.
See you.